What's up, guys? This is Big Worm 380, and we are back in the Total Beginners Tip series. I'm sure you guys have heard by now, if you're paying attention, about the Xbox One rentable servers from Nitrado. They've been delayed. They were supposed to come out today, which is the 25th, but they ended up not coming out. They're delayed. Something to do with an update from Microsoft is still in cert, and something isn't working, and they found something last minute. Blah blah blah. Typical ARC delay type situation, but they said they're supposed to be coming out at the beginning of November sometime. So hopefully, another couple weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, and we'll have them. So anybody that's interested in that, I will be running a PvP server or with Jade Plays Games. So I'll have more details as we get closer. So kind of disappointing, but actually it kind of worked out because that gives me a little more time to do some more stuff in this series that I was wanting to get to. I had a video out every day so far for about the last week, and I meant to have one out yesterday too, but the big fall creator update for Windows affected my capture software. I use Elgato Game Capture, and lots of people have had problems with it, firmware issue, something or other. But if you're watching this, then apparently it's working. This is actually kind of a test video. I lost 2 episodes that I recorded yesterday, or thought I had recorded, and it actually didn't. So anyway, here is the base. Now, I'm trying to think. I think in the lost footage, you can see I got a T-Rex. It was a level 50-50, and I went ahead and tamed it. I did record it. That's one of the things I recorded, and I didn't get to do or put out because the video footage was actually not even there. I actually recorded it right down here. I was going to build a raft and go over to Lava Island where the volcanoes are and there's a pair of 150 Rexes over there, and I'm still going to try to do that. I actually did try to do that, but the raft got damaged by leads on the way over there, and then the 2 Rexes that were close to each other ended up finishing off the raft while I was trying to get one knocked out. So it really, in the end, besides taming that 1 Rex here, you didn't miss much. He just happened to come walking up. I think he came walking up. I don't know where he came from actually. He came walking up right through here, and I was coming over here to get a drop, and here he was. So I went ahead and got it. So we've been doing a whole bunch of stuff at the base, ready to kind of get out and start taming some stuff. And I noticed when I was going. I built the raft on that far little island straight ahead because I was going to sail it straight across to Lava Island. And I noticed that right down here below the base on the water, we have a level 130 Spinosaurus. So I'm not a huge fan of going in the water to begin with. So if I do, I want to have a pretty damn good mount, a pretty decent water mount. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you guys how to tame this thing. Spinos, obviously, they're not something you want to screw up and get in a bad situation with. So I've got, let's see, I've got 8 dinosaur gates. You know what I forgot? I forgot a damn bear trap. I'm gonna have to go get a bear trap. But first, we'll go ahead and set up this trap. Now, what I'm gonna do is, this is gonna be a trap that I'm gonna just kite this Spino up out of the water, and I'm gonna have a dino gate. You'll see how I do this, okay? All I'm gonna do, I've got the 8 dino gates. I'm just gonna make like a rectangle, basically, facing the water. And I'm gonna leave the water side of it open so I can run the Spino in, and I'm gonna get him to follow me. I'm gonna be on my Argent, and I'm just gonna get him to follow me on the Argent, and I'll just fly right over that back gate, and there will be a large bear trap right here. And what that's going to do is I'm going to fly. I'll be flying on my Argent. He'll be right here when it's time. And I didn't line that up very good, did I? Anyway, and when he gets to this point, he'll hit the bear trap and he'll be stuck for about 10 or 15 seconds maybe. And as soon as they get stuck on it, they start eating on them, and those bear traps don't have a lot of health, but they do have enough health to where you'll have time to come back behind here and throw that 8th gate down. Because we're going to have 2 here, 1 here, 2 here on the sides. That's 5. Actually, Oh, yeah. We're gonna make it three deep. 3 deep. All right, so you can actually snap these like that to make sure you're lined up better. I should have just done that off the corner. But see, now that these are kind of at a bad angle in relation to this end one, I'm gonna have to go ahead and put this side kind of out this way too, so that way there's enough room for the Spino in here, because we damn sure don't want to get a Spino started up in this trap and then it doesn't even trap it. All right, I need to put a little more angle on that. Hopefully, I didn't screw that up too bad. All right. He should fit through there. Ooh. Yeah, I think it'll fit. And then once we run him through and he's in the trap, we'll land back here real quick and we'll throw this last gate down right there and he'll be trapped in there. Then we can just go to knocking him out with the rifle and be just a regular tame after that. Now, if you guys are wanting to do... I did a kibble tame on the Rex, and it took 1 kibble. I have some scorpions, and I had gotten some eggs out of them. And I had made... because on the kibble, you use... what the hell was that just fell? Like something just fell. On the kibble, like I was telling you guys before, that's why I made the garden. Because all of the kibbles that you make, every dinosaur when you tame it has a kibble that it's preferred food. And so the T-Rexes, they like scorpion egg kibble. Okay, so here are my scorpions over here. I've got 2 females and a male. Now when you tame these guys, I didn't show this was part of the video that got lost too. I just went over to the lava island over there and picked them up with my Argent, because you can carry these. And just brought them over here, dropped them down below where the trap is. But I dropped them outside of the trap, and you just trank them out, and you stick rotten or spoiled meat. I was gonna say rotten meat. They tame on spoiled meat, and they have a slow torpor drop, so you can just drop 20 or 30 pieces in there, depending on what the level is. And it didn't take but a couple of pieces for each one of these to tame, because I have the taming speed up so high. So we got 2 females, because obviously the females are the ones that lay the eggs, and then we've got the male, so it would give it... This is a female, obviously, and we've got the male, so that when you see them paired up, you see how the hearts are above the names. That means these are mate boosted. If there's a male and a female, or multiple females and a male, or 1 female and multiple males, they'll all be mate boosted, and they get a buff in their melee, I think, in health. So we're not really worried about that. What that also does is it increases the chances of the female laying eggs faster. And that the egg laying is based on the poop time. When they poop, there's a chance that they'll poop or a chance that they'll lay an egg. If they're mate boosted, then there's more of a chance that each time it goes to poop, it'll throw out an egg. So that's what I like to do. I like to at least get... Most of my dinosaurs, I like to get a pair. That's usually pretty good, because there's another way you can boost that egg laying speed. It's by taming another dinosaur called an oviraptor, and I'll show you guys that once I get some bigger dinos with bigger eggs, because that's what they tame on. So anyway, I'm going to get a bear trap made, and we will head back down to the Spino trap and get that going. Wow, this trap is really shitty looking from up high, too. That is way out of line. Like I said, what I should have done was just snapped it off the corner. What I should have done was done this. See how it snaps when you're building, and you got it like a 45-degree angle and that? So I should have just snapped it like that and then just moved straight to the side. Because what it is, I put this gap here that Spino can't get through. So you just put the trap down, and it automatically springs open. Like I said, once we get him lured into this trap and he gets back here to this point, you'll hear that trap snap and he'll be stuck. But keep in mind, you don't have a lot of time before he breaks out of that trap. So you got to hurry up, turn around, get behind there. And my Argent has a ton of health, so I'm just going to let him bite me a little bit, and it's not really going to hurt me. See, this is what I didn't want. I didn't want this damn thing getting back in the water. When they get in the water, they just swim around and get fish. So I'm gonna be back in a minute when I get this thing on me. Alright. Come get me, boy. He sure the hell isn't moving very fast. They're fast in the water, though, and that's what I'm getting them for, so... Let's hope I can get this turd. Alright, so all you gotta do is get this thing turned in the right direction, and I'm gonna have to get him straight dead on so he goes right in this trap. Now, I hope he... Oh, yeah, plenty of room. Now, listen for the snap. He's on it. Alright, I'm just going to not worry about this raptor. I'll let my bird tank that for a second. Alright, see, he already broke out right there. So... Alright, the good thing about these raptors... Wait a minute. Holy shit, that's an alpha. Wow, yeah, okay. So, we want to get rid of him. I'm gonna see how... Depending on what level this alpha is, my Argents should be good enough to take him out. He's only doing 31 damage, so I don't think he's too high level. Now, I don't care if this thing's a level 10. If you don't have a pretty good, like, Argent or something with a lot of melee and a lot of health, you really don't want to be messing with these things, because they are super tough. They got a lot of melee, and they've got a ton of health. It takes forever to kill them. But I believe this guy here is pretty bloody. Yeah, I'm fixing to take him. And you get a ton of stuff out of their inventory. Huh. Alright, well, that's the prime meat that I'm going to use to tame... Oh god, a Pego. I really hate these. Okay. Alright, so we got our Spino trapped, so now we're going to use our super good Mastercraft rifle. I'm going to leave my RG over on that side. I'm going to dump some of the stone so I can actually move. And another thing that you need to remember when you're taming Spinos, their torpor drop is super, super fast. So it doesn't matter what level it is and how much torpor it has, it drops real fast. So you're going to want to have plenty of narcotics on hand to keep them knocked out. Now, I've got 400 narcotics. With the taming speed I have right now, that should be way too much. Way more than enough, you know, to get this done. So, I can't ever remember what all dinos have the headshot multiplier. It does not appear that the Spinos do, so we're going to have to just keep shooting it, and it's going to be the same no matter where we hit it. Alright, that knocked it out. Okay, so I had like, I think 82 darts, so it took about, what, 14 darts to knock this thing out, and this is Mastercraft rifle, so... One easy thing you can do is go up to the search bar, and I want to move the prime meat without having to click on each piece. So you just go in the search bar and start typing it in, and it'll separate out just that, and then you can transfer all. Now, what's the spoil time on this? Oh yeah, we got plenty of time. This thing will be way tamed up. Alright, let me go check on my RG real quick, make sure he's not getting eaten by something. He's all good. We look to be in the clear. Alright. So... Yeah, so if you look at his torpor, you can see how fast that's dropping. This is a 130, which is a pretty good level. Man, he doesn't have a lot of health, though, does he? But, we'll, he doesn't have really good stats, period. But it's still better than, you know, if I were to tame a 20 or something. It's something to start off with. Plus, these stats are going to jump up once it's tamed. Now, I got... Oh, look at this. this is what I got out of that raptor. Along with all that prime that I got a journeyman metal pick. Now, I wish I would have gotten the blueprint for that, but if you notice, that journeyman pick has 167.1 damage, and this primitive pick only has 100. So it's over 1.5 times more damage. And then I got journeyman hide pants and journeyman ramshackle shirt. I don't even want to keep that, to be honest. All right, let's see. See, basically the thing to keep in mind is that this Spino's food drops slower than his torpor does. When that happens, that's kind of when you're gonna have to make sure you've got plenty of narcotic on hand. Now, this thing is 8840 max, and so it needs to get down to 8790. It's 50 points that the food has to drop every time for them to take a bite of prime. So he should be taking a bite here in just a second. Right about now. Okay, he took his first bite, and it's 33%. So basically, once you start off a tame without having given it any narcotics, if the tame will allow for it, if you look right here, the taming bar is at 33%, and the unconscious bar is, I don't know, maybe an eighth away. So as long as that first bite is bigger than what the space that you've lost on your unconscious bar, then you'll be fine on taming it without any narcotics. Now, just bear in mind, I have the taming speed turned up so high, I'm not gonna have to put any narcotics into this thing. It doesn't look like. Normally, you'd have to use a lot of narcotics, especially on like a level 130, because they take a long time to tame. You might be getting like 1 or 2% per bite, and the torpor doesn't change when you change the taming speed. Torpor stays the same, so I may have only gotten 1%, and you can see how far the torpor's dropped already, and that's where we would be. So, but for the purposes of this video, and I don't use the default taming speed anyway. I always bump it up some. I usually put it on about, I think, 6, but I think I have it on 10 or 15 on here. So, yeah. But anyway, we'll be back in just a little bit when this thing tames up and we get it back to the base. Alright, guys, our Spino is just about to tame up. There's that. Alright, and down here on the beach, this spot where he was, is it a he or a she? It is a he. Okay, so down here on the beach, right here by my base, this is a common Spino spot. So I'm just going to demolish this one gate, and I'm going to leave the rest of them, because there's liable to be another one spawn in, and if it's a good level and a female, I'll go ahead and get it as well, and then we can do some breeding on those. Alright, so I'm going to head on back to the base and get a saddle for this thing, and then we'll probably be calling it a day. Alright, guys, we just made the Spino saddle. So we're going to get the saddle on this guy, and... Alright, so also we didn't look at the levels, or the stats on this thing after it tamed. I got 4 points in it. That's just from the trip back, because it killed a couple things on the way. It's got 4,400 health, so health went up quite a bit, almost doubled. Stamina's decent. Weight, this isn't going to be used as a utility dino. This is going to be strictly just to kill stuff and, basically get in the water too. So what I'm going to be ranking up in this thing is going to be some stamina, health, and melee, and mainly melee. Reason why is because when you go down in the water with something, you want it to pretty much dominate any fight, because there's going to be stuff all over the place, especially on the center map. It seems like that the deep water is really crowded, so it should be good. And I'm gonna take this thing out and level it. There was a alpha raptor not too far from the base. I actually had to run it away to get the Spino pass, because if I'm not in control of this thing, I don't want it fighting anything major right now, because it's just not there yet. The one good thing about these Spinos too is they have a lot of knockback when you attack anything. So Rexes or not Rexes so much, but you know, Carnos and Raptors and you know anything you might start fighting with, every time you bite, it's going to knock it back. So, for instance, I could probably go after that Alpha Raptor, and I'm thinking about doing that because it's going to knock back that Raptor when it comes to attack me. So I could probably kill it without it even hitting me, pretty much. But anyway, guys, that's going to be it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, I will see you guys in the next one. Later.